Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Popcorn and Coffee Table Talk. We're covering episode 3 of The Mandalorian. I'm your host,
Nope.
Jesse. Obi Wan Kenobi. Episode 3 of Obi Wan Kenobi. I knew that. I was thinking Moon Knight. Anyways, I'm Jesse.
How's it going, everyone?
Literally crazy day. But episode 3. What'd you think of this episode?
Freaking awesome.
Oh, wow.
I was smiling from ear to ear about the entire episode.
Yeah, it's progressively getting better. I don't know if you heard all the backlash over third sister.
Oh yeah, Moses Ingram.
Yeah, and all of the, I don't know, racist people hating on her and stuff.
It's stupid.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Get over it, girl. You're doing a great job. I don't mean get over it. I just mean let it go. Like they mean nothing. You're doing great.
Yeah,
you're getting paid.
She's doing good. So
You're getting paid.
I actually did. So I think we said in the last 2 episodes and stuff. I don't think she was kind of annoying in the first couple episodes, but this one I think she kind of mellowed out a little bit. Her character.
Well, and it's really like the whole cast of those Inquisitors. I think they're all set up to do really well, where they're all just like vying for the attention of Darth Vader. So they're all willing to literally do whatever, even kill each other.
Yeah.
For his attention. I think it's great. I'm loving all of it, and everything that she's doing. She's just bloodthirsty just because she wants to impress kind of her father figure in the show. I think it's awesome.
Yeah. Yep. We got to see a lot more of Darth Vader in this, doing crazy stuff.
Doing. And that's the Darth Vader we needed. You and I were talking about this in between last week and this week about what type of, if we're going to see Vader, what type of Vader we need to see. And he's got to be ruthless. Yeah. And he was ruthless.
Yeah.
He's just ripping people out of their houses.
Yeah. Choking them, dragging them.
Oh,
yeah. He's basically Hitler.
He's just evil. He's just angry and bitter at this point. All he wants to do is watch the world burn kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He is the most, if not one of the best movie villains of all time. And if you're going to flesh his character out, you have to show us that. You can't just say that. We have to see it. You know what I mean? And it's kind of hard to watch, but at the same time, he's not a good guy. He's not supposed to be a good guy.
Yeah.
And we need that from him. So then our hero, Obi Wan, has no choice but to come out of hiding to stop him. You know what I mean? And granted, obviously, knowing the story later, he doesn't really stop him. I'm interested to see how the story concludes.
Right.
It ends with them kind of going their own separate ways and nothing really happening. He goes back into hiding. But the only thing that I don't care about is the Leia stuff at this point. To me, it seems more of a plot device than actual character development. It gets him where he needs to be in the story, so to get him off Tatooine, what's the only thing that would motivate Obi Wan Kenobi to leave Tatooine at this point? It would be Leia. That makes sense. But outside of that, there's no growth that can happen between the two of them, because if there is too much growth that happens, it retcons all the other movies. So it has to be intentionally vague, and I think that kind of hurts it.
Yeah. I think we'll see. I think it's going to help his character development, though. I think him playing off of Leia eventually in the next couple episodes or by the end of the show, it should help him. She's going to have to help him develop, because she's the one that's you can even tell when he's talking to her and stuff, he's real. I think he's realizing stuff as he's having conversations with her that, oh man, I've been doing this wrong. I maybe shouldn't be in hiding. I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah. Maybe not. And I mean, I just don't know how much more of the "you remind me of your mother" we can take before that kind of plays out. You do that once, it's like, oh, that's awesome. You do that twice, I'm like, okay, yeah, it's still. But we have 3 more episodes, and if every episode is just like, man, girl, you remind me of your mom, like that. Even her saying, "Are you my dad?" Like, is that why you're here? Are you my dad? That
Is
was a
he?
good beat. That was a really good beat, because
Yeah.
it's like, oh, and even he's like, I wish I was. Like at this point where he's at, he's like, I really wish I was your dad because it'd be better than the dad that you actually have. He's kind of a murderer.
It is weird though. Like he talks like he knew Padme and stuff, and for the prequel trilogy, you never saw other than a couple conversations they had, and they were more just like smarts back and forth to each other. They weren't even like friendly. It was more just
Yeah.
like, but like he acts like they had some kind of relationship. It's
Yeah,
like,
I guess it has to. It's implying, I guess, that they had a lot more interactions that we just didn't see on screen. From between episode 1 and episode 3, there was a lot that they did together diplomatically than
mhm.
just the few scenes. It has to, which is fine. I mean,
uh, yeah, I still don't get the fearfulness Obi-Wan has.
I know.
Like the whole time he just acts like he's afraid. And I was like, why? Like, what is he afraid of? The only thing I could see him being afraid of is if Luke were in danger because for some reason he feels like he has to take care of Luke because
Yeah.
of uh the Force and stuff.
Hmm.
But like he almost acts like he's afraid of dying himself, and it's like that doesn't seem like Obi-Wan. Like I don't know.
I don't think that it is. I think it's trying to play it off more as like he's just full of regret, and that makes him cautious and fearful, but it just doesn't come across that way on screen. He just comes across on screen more of like incapable,
Yeah,
unfortunately. And I think it's because he's still trying to hide that he's a Jedi. Now that he's used his lightsaber to fight Darth Vader, if he doesn't bring his lightsaber out every single episode from here on out, I'm gonna be quite upset because
mm-hmm.
it's like, dude, can you really not use the Force, or are you intentionally not using the Force? Because those are two different things. And I refuse to believe that Obi Wan Kenobi can't do it anymore. You know what I
Right?
mean?
Yeah,
If he's intentionally doing it to not draw attention to himself, that's one thing. But they really make him look like he's struggling hard. And it's just like, it should, to me, seem being a Jedi seems like it should be kind of like riding a bike.
mm-hmm.
Even if you haven't done it in a while, it's just there. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But they're not playing it off that way. Like he's really struggling.
mm-hmm.
You're still in your prime. You're not an old man right now. Like it shouldn't be that hard.
Right.
But to make the show compelling at all, every scene I see, and I hate it. It's just me. I need to stop. But I'm like, if he just used the Force, this wouldn't happen. Well, if he just used the Force, this would be over. If he just, I'm like, you can
Yeah,
mind control people. I know you can mind control people. Like you can easily get out of any situation that's mildly tense.
yeah,
And if they do that, there's no show. I get that, but
yeah.
I'm just like, stop. Why are you using a blaster? You have a lightsaber. Why are you using a blaster? Or we also know you could use the Force to stop blasts. Like, why do you even carry a blaster with you?
Yeah.
But
The that first scene we get to see Darth Vader and he's sitting in that tower, like in that chair. That tower, when they were zooming in on it up to it, it looked like the tower from Lord of the Rings, that the Eye
yeah,
of Sauron.
that's what Vera said. I was like, it's Mustafar. And I love that they went there, that they took us there. Like, that's where his body was destroyed. And he's just like, you know what? I'm going to make this home now.
Yeah,
This is me. And even when he took his lightsaber and lit the ground on fire, and he's like, all right, Obi-Wan, you're going to feel what I felt. And he's just burning him alive. It's like,
yeah,
holy cow, man. Not your granddaddy's Vader, but it is your
yeah.
granddaddy's Vader because that's the heart of who that character is.
Yeah, we actually get to see him be, yeah, like you said, be who he is. And the closest we got to it before this was in Rogue One at the end, where he's just going through the ship, just destroying those people.
Yeah.
But
And I love how they play it off so well. Like that whole fight, he was only using one hand with his
Mhm.
lightsaber. Like
Yeah.
he is so powerful. He is just fully in tune with the dark side. Like nothing is hard for him at this point. He doesn't have to do a bunch of flips and kicks and he's so powerful and can sense so much. Nothing is hard for him.
Mhm.
And that's menacing. That's
Yeah.
terrifying.
Yeah. And plus he's got the robotic arms too. So I think that has something to play into it.
He had to hook up them legs and everything.
Yeah. When they unhook the hoses,
I know.
it's like chemo's done.
Well, even when they put his chest piece in and you saw like prongs go into his chest,
Yeah.
it's like, see, now you're giving us that's lore that I definitely want to see on screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a lot. Yeah, I was glad to see as much Vader stuff as we got. That was pretty cool.
I know. I'm happy with that. I hope that's what it stays, because if it's
Yeah.
anything else now, it's just going to be downhill.
Right.
Again, it's unfortunate because this is episode 3 and there's only 6.
Mm-hmm.
This happens with every Disney Plus show. I'm talking about every Disney Plus show. By the time we get here, I'm like, what are you gonna? There's only 3 left. Like, what else are you going to do?
Yeah.
And I get it. We're getting twice as much content as like a movie. They're getting 6 hours as opposed to a 2-hour movie. But a lot of this, I'm like, I want to see this movie. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
I want to see this Obi Wan Anakin after episode 3, before episode 4. I want to see that movie.
Yeah.
So I just don't know how much this is not served by being in a Disney Plus show as opposed to just doing it in a movie. But it's still enjoyable.
Yeah, you get more story with the show and stuff, and that's fine. It just sometimes it feels like they're not going to get to the point.
Yeah, and then they give us an anticlimactic finale. It's just like, okay, was that worth it though?
Yeah.
So even if the rest of the show sucks, at least I can take this episode, episode 3, and be like, okay, that's good Star Wars. I can take that episode and that's good Star Wars.
Yeah.
I hope the rest of the show is good, but we'll see.
I think it will be. I mean, now Leia's in the hands of the Inquisitors, so
yeah,
or at least third sister. I don't know.
I hope it comes the climax of the whole story. It's just that he's got to face Vader again, but he's a little bit more in tune with his mojo, you know, so he can put up a fight, an actual fight.
I don't know if he will face Vader again this.
You don't think so?
No. I think the final scene is going to be between him and third sister, and he's going to have to kill her.
Okay.
To get Leia
back. I could see that. But I mean, if they have Leia, you don't think Anakin's going to take Leia?
I don't know.
Does he know Leia even exists though? Because when in episode 3, he knew she was pregnant with a baby. He didn't know she had twins.
Right.
At what point does he know there's another kid? Obviously right now, but.
Well, I think he knows Luke exists.
No, because Palpatine even told him that the baby died too.
Oh, that's right. I don't know then.
So who is this kid outside of Organa's child? Maybe they took her just because they know it's Senator Organa's daughter.
Yeah, well, that's probably what it was.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, what do you think about the what's her name that was helping him escape?
I don't know. She was
the lady.
She was kind of irrelevant. I didn't really. Is she supposed to be somebody important?
I don't know. I thought she was. I thought she might be a Jedi. I just asking like.
Oh! I didn't. I guess I didn't pick up on any of that.
No, there was one scene that I wish we would have seen actually happen that didn't play out. It was when the one like robot droid had that like sledge. I was like, I wanted to see him just smash the troopers' heads in.
Well, that was a really good scene from the perspective of like, okay, well, droids in this universe are obviously sentient. You know, they're kind of treated as slaves throughout all the movies, but they obviously have their own conscience and they can feel. That one can't talk, but he's obviously processing the situation and he was willing to fight. You know, if it came to it, he was willing to fight those guys. So he knew what he was doing.
Right.
He's not just a mindless droid, you know?
Yeah.
What'd you think of the, I believe it was the Seth Rogen mole? Was that Seth Rogen?
Was it? I don't know.
I feel like it was. I didn't look it up. I'm just gonna Google it. Mole Man. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it wasn't him. Zach Braff. I don't know who Zach Braff is. Anyways.
Oh, Zach Braff, he played in Scrubs.
Oh. What do you think about it's kind of a weird thing. What do you think about like Star Wars universe just taking animals that are like from Earth, i.e. a mole, and just making it like a creature that lives on a planet?
Just like one mole.
It's just a mole. Like, but obviously there's a species of moles, like our moles. It had the things on its face, its hands were just mole hands. But it's not an alien, it's just a mole. It's just a mole.
I don't know.
Like, I really like when Star Wars creates an alien race, and it's just like, okay, that's an alien. That's a Star Wars alien. That's just a mole. A 6'2" mole. And he's a snitch, which makes him a rat.
Still a rodent. Doesn't matter.
Yep. Naked mole rat. Anyways, do you have anything else to say about Obi Wan Kenobi episode 3?
No, that's all I got.
Yeah, I can't think of anything either. Good episode.
Yeah.
It's progressively gotten better, so that's good.
Yep.
All right. Well, why don't you tell them where to find us?
All right. If you like what you hear, you can head over to YouTube at Popcorn and Coffee and leave a comment, and please subscribe. You can also check out our podcast, Popcorn and Coffee, on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. And you can DM us over at Instagram at Popcorn and Coffee.
Yeah, if you go check us out on anywhere you can listen to a podcast right now, our part 1 episode of the Stranger Things series just dropped today. So you can go listen to that. Thanks for listening, guys.
Bye.